You're now tuning in to the Ambitious Views podcast, where we share unique perspectives on storytelling within film and television from the past, present, and future. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's get to it. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. We're recording on a Sunday, so I'm blessed.
That's good. That is good. We're going to be jumping into Superman today, and really excited to talk about this one. Like Blaze said, we're kind of a little bit off of our schedule because we usually record in the middle of the week, but a lot of things came up and everything like that, trying to get scheduling done and stuff. So this ended up being the best time before we have to also get ready for Fantastic Four. So of course, before we get on into the watch list and catching up on everything else, we usually play the game What Is This? And this time it is Blaze's turn to hopefully not cheat and play by the rules. And I'm just gonna remind
Wow.
our
Oh,
peeps
geez.
on how this works. Okay, so did you say something,
I said I
Blaze?
don't cheat.
We will see. So remember, this works in the way of you're gonna choose any person, place, or things of a movie or a TV show, um, and the individual has to guess what movie or TV show is connected to these person, places, or items. All right. So I'm gonna hand it on over to Blaze, and we're gonna see. She cheated the last time and won, so congrats for her. Um,
Wow.
Definitely
Slander.
not gonna take it. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Definitely not gonna take it as easy next time. But anyway, what you got, Blaze?
All right. Well, I'm not giving you any clues since you want to slander my name. All I'm gonna say
Wow.
is I'm gonna give you three actors, and you tell me what movie or show they have in common. All right, let's get
Okay.
going. We
She's like
have
one more show, like she was okay, go ahead.
we have Jensen Ackles, Kristen
Okay.
Kurick, Tom Welling.
So Jason Eccles is definitely from Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I know him from. He's a very solid actor. I'm not quite familiar with the other ones. I may know their faces. And since I know he gave most of his life to his acting career, I ain't gonna say his life, his acting career to Supernatural. I only know maybe two other shows, and since it's not on your list, which is a newer show that he's on, unless I forgot the name of it. Um, can you give me, besides Jensen, what are the other two names one more time, please, for 300?
Tom Welling and Kristen Kurick.
Ah, is this Supernatural?
It is not supernatural.
What? So is this is the boys?
It's not the boys.
It's not the boys.
No,
Is it the new show he's in?
it is not. Oh,
What is he? What is this?
this we're talking about Superman. It's Smallville.
He's in that?
Yeah. Tom Welling was Clark Kent or Superman.
Never,
Kristen
yeah.
Kurick was not Lois Lane, but Lena Lane. And Jensen Ackles played a character named Jason Teague.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought you would have picked up on it because the Supernatural and Smallville both started on WB before moving to CW. And so I thought you would have picked up on it on just like that small little comment.
I did not know he was in that show.
Hmm.
That's what threw me off.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it until I was looking up some clues because I never really watched Smallville like that, and I didn't realize it was like 10 seasons. It went from 2001 to 2010.
Mm. I think I knew it went for a while. I think I just knew a lot of people ended up enjoying it. Um, but like you said, I may have came across some episodes. I couldn't tell you nothing about it besides the fact that that was in his younger years.
Yeah,
But wow. Well, look at you, Blaze. You just
I got you. And I didn't
yeah.
cheat because I don't cheat. Mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, what is on your watch list? What have you been checking out lately?
Well, other than Superman, which we'll talk about later, I've
Mm-hmm.
mostly been watching reality shows. Outside of the
Mm,
reality shows, I started watching the latest season of The Bear. I haven't
mm,
finished it yet. I have like maybe 3 episodes left,
yeah.
before I finish that one. And then the other fiction show that I just started is called The Buccaneers. It's on Apple Plus, but the first season is on Amazon Prime. And I
Mm,
love period pieces, so I was like, let me check this one out and see
mm-hmm.
if like this may be something I want to, watch on Apple Plus. But it's
Okay.
it's been good so far. I think I'm like
Okay.
4 episodes in. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you enjoy Bridgerton, you would
Mm-hmm.
enjoy this show. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's a show on HBO Max called The Gilded Age, which I think that they're kind of in like the same time period. So
Mm,
if you watch that show, you may enjoy it too. But I need to check out The
okay.
Gilded Age next.
Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
And then there's the reality shows. So on Peacock, they have the show called Queen's Court, which is about like three I guess you could say like famous women trying to find love. On this second
Mm-hmm.
season, it's Lisa Ray, K Michelle, and Delicious from Flavor of Love. The season's been out for a while, but I just decided to go ahead and watch it now. I don't know why I waited, but it's been pretty good so far. And then they also are doing a male
Mm-hmm.
version called King's Court that has Tyson Beckford, um, I can't remember his real name, but on with WWE, his name I think was Titus. And
I
there's a
saw that.
basketball
Okay.
player. There's a basketball player.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the first episode
Okay.
of that came out last week, and the second episode is coming out tomorrow. But it's been good so far.
Mm-hmm.
If you like love shows or people finding love or whatever, then it's something you would enjoy, especially if you're familiar with those people.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I saw a lot of advertisement for King's Court,
Hmm.
and I found it very interesting, but at the same time I was kind of like, because I don't think I was familiar with Queen's Court, and I found it very interesting just because, like, it's one thing to watch, traditional reality shows where it's like everyday people truly trying to find love. But when it comes to like celebrities doing that or whatever, know, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of takes away the genuineness of it. Like, I really feel like you on here to really find it. Not saying that they're not, but it's just like, it's just very
Hmm.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
No,
but
I think it's a hit or miss. Like, I think some of them do it for, I mean, basically like the money or whatever.
yeah,
Oh, we're gonna pay you so and so amount of money to do this many episodes of this show, and you may find love, you may not. So I think it's just like a hit or miss, and I think most of them probably don't, especially the ones that have done reality TV before, probably don't expect to actually find love. And so if they do,
yeah.
then that's great for them. Because I want to say Tamar Braxton, she was in the first season. I think she's still with the guy um
Hmm.
that she met through this show.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. And are these like as far as like these guys, are they kind of like within industries or it's like just a mix of people?
They're all really just regular guys,
Hmm.
doctors, um, various career fields.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Okay.
And
Okay, cool.
then the other thing or the last thing would be on Netflix, there's this new show called Building the Band. It's kind
Oh,
of like a
yeah.
combination. Yeah, it's kind of like a combination of The Circle and the voice. I really like this setup. Basically, they're like in these cubes, or even like Love is Blind. You know, you're like
Mm-hmm.
speed dating all these different singers, and you like you get 10 likes, and you can pick the people that you like, and you guys get to talk every now and then to form your band. And so I don't know how many people they started
Mm-hmm.
with in the contest, but they could only make up to 6 bands, no less than 3 people, no more than
Mm-hmm.
5. And so in the first few episodes, you get like people auditioning and like they're communicating with each other, trying to figure out, hey, do I want to be in a band with you? And then this next set of episodes, like the
Mm-hmm.
bands were formed. And so they started doing some performances together, getting to know each other, live together, and things like that. But it's a
Mm-hmm.
really great setup. And honestly, Netflix is doing their thing when it comes to like these music competition shows.
Mm. Yeah, it's on my watch list. I remember coming across it a while back when they was marketing it on the app, and I was like, "Dang, it's a really cool concept." And like you said, it reminds you of like a mix of like The Circle of Is Blind. But the fact that they are like, well, how can we make this with like music is pretty cool. And I think I really, of course, you can sometimes tell by somebody's voice when it comes to their ethnicity and stuff like that. But even outside that, I think I really appreciate this type of concept more so in an artist standpoint because you really get to allow artists to be artists instead of worrying
Hmm.
about what they look like or where they come from. So yeah,
Hmm. Take
I'm
away
glad
the
you didn't check that
bias.
out. I definitely want to watch it. Yeah. I definitely want to check that out. So that's cool. That's really cool. So we did actually finish the first season of Traders, and
Hey,
that ending was crazy. I did
yes.
not expect it. I did not expect it, Blaze, but I already kind of picked up on like how is this gonna go well depending on who else ends up being the faithfuls at the end
Hmm.
because I'm forgetting her name right now. Um I'm forgetting her name right now, but it's one way to like play the game, but it's just some of the things that she would say or do. I feel like I just would not say because
Don't be like
I
that.
don't know. I
It's a
don't
game
know.
called
It's
the
just some
Traders.
things.
You can do whatever. It's a game called the Traders. We can do
I
whatever.
get it, man, but it's just like it's one thing. I'm not gonna tell you I'm not a trader. Now, if you ask me, I'm not. I'm like, nah. Yeah, or I'll be like, that's just really that would be hard for me to be a, you know what I'm saying? But this is just
Hmm.
like I would never trade you. Like it's just that it's just certain things that she said that crossed over to like how could you not be a not be a faithful kind of thing, in my personal opinion. I feel like and my only gripe about the reunion, I don't feel like unless they cut out a whole bunch, they didn't allow people to be more real than they should have been, unless it had been long enough to where they may tear up about the situation, but ready to get it over with. But yeah,
I
man,
mean,
I
I hear
wasn't
you.
expecting that one.
I hear you, but see
There you
that's
go.
why I like they did change the direction with the second and the third season instead of inviting like people who have never done TV before because they just took stuff to heart too much. And I'm like, y'all signed up to play a
Oh my
game
gosh.
called the Traders. What did you expect? Like, I'm not here to tell the truth. I'm here to win. I'm trying to do this for my family. And I got selected to be a
Well,
trader. Like, it's not like I said, "Hey, let me be a trader," and I got to select myself. I got chosen. I got a job to do. I'm gonna do my job.
I'll put it like this. Here's my example, because I feel you. I feel you. Because I would definitely still play the game. I think it's a difference in, say, for example, um, I'm saying like it would be good for us to really get this trader because I really hate for us to do all this work and then we end up not getting anything. That's
Hmm.
one thing. As opposed to I'm talking to somebody and they done told me about their family and I can definitely see the need for it. And I'm like, yeah, I really want to do all I can to help you really get this money so you can really help your family out. Like that's crossing the line to me. To me. Well,
Oh
not crossing the
God.
line, but it's just like that's deep to me. I wouldn't have said that because I feel like I don't know. Like I said, I get what you're saying. Oh man. So, but anyway, I'm ready to jump into the second season. I almost want to watch the first episode of it, but I just want to take a break. So
Okay.
we gonna get into it, Blaze, and then I guess after season two, I know you said UK is really good, so I'm gonna check out
Yeah.
UK. I'm gonna check out UK, and so, but yeah, so we did finish that. We watched a movie called Juror Number Two. Um,
Right with that.
Ironically, the person, which I'm forgetting the name right now, the person who
Nicholas Hawk,
played,
I think that's his name.
yes, yes, who played Lex Luthor,
Mhm.
um, he is the lead actor for Juror 2. And so it's a very unique concept, and they kind of pretty much tell you the whole premise of the story through the trailer. Pretty much, a guy gets called in to be on jury duty. He makes it, and basically throughout the case, he starts to realize that he may be connected to the case more than just being a juror, and
Oh,
possibly wondering. Yeah, like basically it gets to a point. It's like he's wondering if he was the one that uh end up basically the person that should be the defendant, as in he the one that may have killed somebody. And so
oh, I declare a mistrial.
yeah, so it's basically you spending time with him to experience this trial and just trying to see like his true connection to the case. So it's pretty trippy. Clint Eastwood was a director of it, so he's still getting it in his 90s and stuff like that. But it actually is pretty good. So yeah, I did start. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of Love, Death, and Robots. It's a new season out on Netflix. If y'all enjoy, I think it's called Black Mirror, that series. This is kind of along those lines, but it's just animated and the episodes are really short, which, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember, it's been a long time, but Black Mirror's episodes sometimes varies in length, but these can literally be 7 minutes, 13 minutes. I don't
Oh
think
wow.
anything's even over. Yeah, I don't think anything is up over 20. So you never know. So, but yeah, so definitely into that. I will say caution if you never checked it out. It can get kind of gruesome at times. You literally just never know what you're gonna watch. So I would just say prepare yourself for some very graphic moments at times. So, but the talent and just the production on Love, Death, and Robots is like something best ever. Like I don't know. Like I've never seen animation done like this before. Even though some of the styles are sometimes different, well, they are different per episode. It's just amazing to me, the high quality that goes into these shorts. So, but yeah, highly recommend that. Um, Blaze, I watched the Clark sisters biopic yesterday for the first time.
Okay.
Um, have you seen it?
You talking about the one that Lifetime did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talked about it and stuff like that. I don't think I had access to Lifetime during the time that it came out. I don't think. And I think that was before. I may have had HBO Max, but it definitely I didn't have it wasn't merged, I don't think,
Okay.
as far as Discovery with Max. And I think I got Discovery later on. But I really enjoyed it. I honestly would say it's one of the best biopics I've seen. And stuff like that. There were some moments where it was kind of unique how they cut things, but I kind of had to remind myself it was probably considered more of a TV movie, so that's why I was
Hmm.
kind of a little bit cutting through the decades a little bit faster than other ones would and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, it was really good. Highly recommend if y'all haven't checked it out, especially if you into gospel music and stuff. I necessarily didn't know any of their music until the last song that they sung, but some of you may have heard it, growing up, or if you come from a generation that's a little bit older than us, you may specifically remember the Clark sisters. So if you know the Clark sisters and you never watched this movie, I highly recommend it. And the director, ironically, directed another faith-based film that I saw during the first year of the Bentonville Film Festival here.
Mhm.
And I believe that was on TV1, and that's called For the Love of Ruth. So it's like a modern day play off of the Book of Ruth and her story of Boaz. So
Oh,
um
cool.
yeah, so seems like she and her husband been in production for different things for a long time, and I really liked it. I really did. And lastly, I went to go see a free screening of Eddington, and man, you talking about small town drama. This movie is tripped out. If you come from the South, where rumors spread like no other, and these family beefs and little mysteries going on in town and all that jazz, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Now, my only thing, it was a little bit on the long side. It's about 2.5 hours, and you definitely feel it, in my personal opinion. Um, but this director is definitely within his style of filmmaking. I checked out some of his rest of his filmography, and he's done Midsummer, which is kind of like a thriller. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of people checked it out and said it's wild. So,
That's trippy.
but yeah, so from beginning to end, it's a very interesting story. Pedro Pascal once again is in his bag again. Like, who has a movie that comes out a week before is another big movie? This man has had 4 films come out this year. So
You gotta get
overall,
that money.
man, he getting it. He ain't got to work barely at all after this year. So, because I
Mhm.
still got to watch Freaky Tales. We might actually check that out today. But Freaky Tales, and then it's another film with him and um
Jackson and
gosh, what is the
Chris
name?
Pine, not Chris Pine, Chris
Um uh,
Evans.
Chris Evans, yes. I forgot the name of that one, but that one came out not too long
I
ago.
think The Materialist or something like that.
Yes, The Materialist. Yeah. So that now he got editing this weekend that came out, and now going into Fantastic Four. So he's really doing it, and all of he does a great job. Joaquin Phoenix, it was very fun to see him in this type of role because it's definitely different from seeing him in um
The Joker.
gosh, the Joker, and then he was in another film, Her. That was a very unique film as well. If you haven't seen Her, it's definitely more so futuristic, and this guy is basically falling in love with the AI. So
Huh?
and more so the voice of the AI. It's not no Megan out here. So it's literally
Well,
the
that's his
voice.
work.
Yeah. So but yeah, so that's why I checked out. So um and I will say, if you kind of like Western vibes, it kind of give you that vibe too. So, but anyway, jumping on it, and I guess let me back up, and I will say, just kind of give you a premise of the movie. Basically, um, the term has came up for is getting ready to end for mayor when it comes to Pedro Pascal's character, and basically in the midst of him getting ready to run uncontested at the last minute, the Joaquin Phoenix's character decides to challenge him and go for running for mayor, and they're off to the races. So
And
yeah,
it's during COVID, right?
yes, it is. It is during the pandemic. That's something that because I didn't want to look too deep into it. It is an A24 film, but yeah, it's actually during the pandemic. And to give more of a perspective, because to be honest, if I knew it was, I don't know if I would have cared to go watch it, but I'm glad I didn't know. Basically, it's at the beginning when everybody's coming up with different type of conspiracies or how to really keep themselves safe. Some people that's caring to wear the mask or not. So it's in the early. It kind of gives you like early summer vibes. Like, can we really be around each other or not? Are we really gonna be okay?
Hmm.
It's kind of around there. So that's what kind of makes it interesting. And I will say it's actually funny. I didn't expect for it to be funny, but it's actually funny. And wild. So, and I will say, just make sure when you watch it, just keep up with little bit of things that people say or they do, because it kind of intertwines with different things that go on throughout the film.
Okay.
So yeah, highly recommend. All right. Speaking of people trying to be Superman in their town, let's go ahead and get into Superman. Now, we've had many remakes,
Many.
um, many of Superman. I'm gonna be
That's not.
quite honest. I have not been a big fan of Superman, even unless it's actually in an animated film. That's the only time that I really kind of enjoy what they do with Superman. I feel like just because it's animation and DC has always done a great job with the animation projects, that's what kind of gives them more flexibility with that. And so, but overall, Blake, did you like Man of Steel with
No,
Henry Cavill? Oh, okay.
didn't.
I
Not at
I
all. Not even a little
I
bit.
liked it. I liked it just because it wasn't as cheesy as I feel like other Supermans were and stuff. So, but either way, I did not know what to expect. I only watched the teaser, I think, and then the first official trailer, and I let that be that. I didn't want to know too much about it. I heard there was going to be multiple characters in it, but at the end of the day, even though um, I'm big into Marvel and I'm not that big of a Superman fan. They did have, um, gosh, what I'm forgetting his name. The main director of it. What is his
The
main name?
director is James Gunn.
Yes. Um, so no matter what, even though I felt the way I felt, at the end of the day, I knew that they had James Gunn.
He also wrote it.
Yes. And so with James Gunn being on it, that's and knowing what he did with Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, the recent one, I had hopes of it doing well. I was just interested in how much I would really care for the character.
Hmm.
So what was your thoughts moving forward? Like, how were you feeling about him kicking off the DC universe with Superman? What was coming to mind at the time, Blaze?
Pretty much the same. I don't really care for Superman. And it's not necessarily because I'm like diehard Marvel. It's just that character has never been of interest to me. I think it more so comes from like I've been a diehard I grew up as a diehard Batman fan, and so I
Yeah,
didn't really fool with Superman like that. And so
yeah,
any movie that I went to go see that had Superman in it, like my expectations were already low.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's kind of up to them to make it go up anymore. But I mean, I know James Gunn, and so like you said, I knew it was gonna be something that was gonna be decent. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty much all my expectations going in.
Yeah. Yeah, so it kicks off and we're gonna experience like Star Wars where they're like basically this is what's going on, this is what's gonna
Mhm.
happen, and here we are. How did you feel about them? I mean, I already had heard that this was not gonna be an origin story, which I appreciated, but how did
So
you feel about that approach of bringing us into that universe to kick it off?
I can't remember what creator said this online, but they was like, it felt like you were starting episode like 7 of season 3.
Yeah,
Um, and it did, because I was worried that it was going to be like just another origin story, and I think that may be why I didn't care for Men of Steel is because it was like that origin story again, and I was like, here we go again,
mm,
and so I was worried that we were going to have that with this film. So for us to kind of just be thrown into it, I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, this is different. I liked it, but there are like certain things that I would have done differently because I always think from like the lens of what if somebody's watching this movie who never heard of Superman, never watched or consumed anything about Superman. Are
yeah.
are you sure that they understand everything that's going on? Because I'm not a big Superman fan, so there's like limited knowledge that I know about him. Like I know it's Superman, and I know he be beefing with somebody named Lex Luthor. Why does
Yeah.
Lex Luthor hate him? I don't really know. And watching the movie, I still don't really know. I'm just like, dang, this man's a big hater. Like he
Big one.
hates this man. I don't know what you did to him, but like it's like some deep-seated hatred in his heart. And it was weird because why are you so mad at this
What's
man?
wrong with you, bro?
Relax, relax. But I wish that that was better explained as to why Lex Luthor hated him. Like just dropping like some little nuggets here and there. And
Yeah,
also like
yeah,
why all these people, like obviously if I got a job, I'm gonna do what my job tell me to do. But like y'all are committing like a massive crime in this city, you destroying this city. That's what was stressing me out the whole movie the most is like these people have made things to destroy the city that they live in, and they just okay with
yes.
it and they just running with it like absolutely not.
And most likely killing people too, you
Definitely
know.
killing people. And why do people live there? Move. Move. I would rather live in Gotham, and that's saying something.
Ooh,
Gotham just got like, crime on the next level.
yeah.
What is it called? Metro.
Is it Metro, not Metropolitan? Is it Metropolitan?
I was about to say Metropolitan, but I was like, I don't think that's right.
No, that ain't it.
Metropolis. That's what
Metropolis.
it
There
is.
we go. We was close. We got the
Metropolis
metro.
got like random big creatures coming up in the middle of the city, destroying your business. It's like one day you got a great six-figure paying job, and then the next minute you out of a job because a big monster destroyed the building. Like, so I would
It's
rather live in
crazy.
Gotham at this point.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, and I definitely agree. It would have been nice from my experience because I watched the Justice League cartoon like growing up and different things. I may be wrong. I don't even feel like Superman ever truly done anything to him. I think it's just one of those things which ironically enough, if I'm right, that kind of connects to something else I want to talk about later on. I just think he has a problem with not having control.
Hmm.
And he is very
I
smart.
can see that.
But I just feel like he has a problem with having control over things. And it makes even more sense in this situation. I feel like he was messing up his money
Yeah.
by being involved in that war because we found out that basically he was benefiting from the war. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I just think that his deep desire for control and disturbing that really was throwing him off
I
and
can
stuff.
see control being his reason because I feel like they said several times, like, oh, Lex Luthor or Luthor Corp, whatever it's called, has invested in this and has invested in that, invested in that. And it's like, so he's not against metahumans. He's just against Superman. And he's against
Yeah.
Superman probably because he can't control him. Like Superman don't
Mm-hmm.
need him to
Mm-hmm.
finance, whatever he got going on.
Right, 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 right. So yeah, and speaking of like weird intro and extreme personalities, Crypto, I don't care how cute people thought he was, he could have got a big super stick a few
Oh,
times.
absolutely. You already know. Well, you may not know this. I don't like animals. So
Oh,
he was just annoying to me the whole movie. Like, obviously, the
oh,
moments where he saved the day, like, I fool with you. But outside of that, get up out of here.
like nicking at my ankles and biting me and all, my
You in a
goodness. I
way.
was like, bro, so what do you think about so speaking of the big monsters coming into town and stuff, what was your perspective on the Justice Gang coming to save the day?
I thought that the Justice Game were like a nice like it kept the movie from being too I don't want to use the word dry, but I guess like serious. Um
Yeah.
like not I hate to make a comparison, but like I think that was like a big factor too for me in not liking Man of Steel was that it just felt too dry,
Heavy.
too
Yeah.
heavy. Um,
Yeah.
and so the inclusion of the Justice game was fun. But once again, it kind of drives back that point about what you said about the control thing, because I think Lex Luthor funded them, and so it's showing like he doesn't have a problem with metahumans. It's just metahumans that won't let them control him or control them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely interesting to see them come up. Um, and because I didn't even, I know I think some people, that's around. These were the characters that some people was like, is James Gunn and the production doing too much by introducing so many characters at one time? What is going to be the balance? And I really like the balance of introducing them and really letting us know what world we in instead of just, okay, I will say, like, it's a difference between um what's the name of the first Avenger with Captain America and Superman. We got little nuggets here and there that there was a bigger world. Like if we hearing about Stark, that means that we're gonna hear about Tony Stark sooner or later, and stuff like that. And knowing that the shield, if I'm not mistaken, was made from vibranium as well. And so
Mhm.
um as opposed here, they was up front. Like we got a Green Lantern. I believe is her name Hawk Woman? I believe. Is it Hawk Woman? Gosh, I can't remember if it is or not. Gosh.
Hot girl.
Hawk Girl. Okay. So you have Hawk Girl, that's introduced in it, which I used to see her character in a lot of other things, growing up and stuff. And then the only character that I wasn't too familiar with was Mr. Terrific. So what were your first thoughts when you saw this brother coming up all laid back on some type of tech and as monotone as ever? Like what were you like? What were you thinking when we popped up?
Um, Honestly, I was more excited for the actor that was playing him, because that's the same
Mm-hmm.
actor that was in X-Men First Class, that could like
Yes.
transform into
Yes.
anything and die, I think, in the first one. And so I was
Yep.
excited to see that he got the opportunity to be in another superhero movie. And then also, like, as you watch the whole movie, have a pretty big role in kind of saving
Very
the
big.
day, being really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was locked into him.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. At first we came on like, okay, like you said, I remember him um in the X-Men First Class film. And as people have critiqued, like, dang, you brought this man in that's supposed to be able to adapt to anything, but he couldn't adapt to this one thing and died.
Hmm.
And so it was really great to see him in it. Initially, I was kind of caught off guard a little bit because I really didn't know how to take him serious because, of course, Hawk Girl, and the Green Lantern, was a little, unique within themselves, but they brought more personality, and he was very dry. Of
Hmm.
course, he seemed like the scientific genius at the time, and sometimes that is a stereotype that goes along with being very smart. And but like you said, he was the breakout star of the film. Between him and Lois Lane, I think those two are my favorite characters,
Hmm.
top one and two. Um, I um, I just really love the balance of finding a way for him to stay within character, but then also finding funny moments to make his character shine even more. And I love the fighting scenes with him in it as well, just showing different elements of him instead of just, oh, I'm just basically a brainiac that can figure out things. Like I loved how he couldn't figure out things instantly. It took him time to get things done. And so the initial character development with him, I really do appreciate. Did you how was your experience um with Lois Lane and Clark Kent, aka Superman? Was that natural for you? when you was watching it, or you feel like you need a little bit more time to really see where they're gonna end up going in the future?
No, I think it was pretty natural.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I like that I like their connection. Like I like that there wasn't this whole storyline of like, does she know if he's Superman? Like
Yeah.
they just jumped in. They in a relationship, and she knows exactly who he is, and she does her best to hold him accountable. Hold Superman accountable. So I liked what they did with them.
Mm-hmm. 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 What were some of your standout characters for you that you really enjoy watching?
Mr. Terrific, Lex Luthor. I thought that Nicholas Hoult was a great Lex Luthor, even though I don't know why he hates Superman so much. His passion was amazing. Like
Yeah.
it, I sent you that video that was like he was like Kendrick. Like that's really what I was thinking in my
Man.
I hate the way you talk. Like I believe him. I
Yeah,
do.
man.
Do you dislike the actor that plays
Right.
Superman?
Like, did y'all have to be separate a lot? Because y'all barely was in
Exactly.
person. Like, what's
I
really
was kind of
going on?
scared.
Man, now speaking of stuff that was connected to Lex, because now one thing, let's step back out before we get to another character, because we get into the Easter eggs. And so I really appreciated it showing there's a comic book film and we're getting into Superman and stuff, but I appreciate that it's sticking to the expectations of what DC is, and that's very grounded. As
Yeah.
morbid as it sounds, I appreciated them showing that anybody could die at any time. So even though it's really sad that that man that really liked serving and helping out Superman, like when Lex just pulled the trigger, I was not expecting him to truly do that.
Hmm.
Um, I appreciated that. I also appreciated the language choices that they used here and there, as I've said about um what's that? Gosh,
Peacemaker.
what do we not Peacemaker? What did we just watch from Marvel TV show with Riri Williams? What's her
Oh, you're
name?
talking about
Ironheart.
Ironheart. Yeah.
Yeah, I just appreciated how grounded, similar to, with Ironheart with the language choice and stuff like that. Like, of course, you would love to bring kids gonna get their parents to go see things multiple times, all this stuff like that. But I do feel like we have to, and we grew up on these things, so we kind of already kind of connected directly to kids, but now the kids that connected to that are adults, aka myself, Blaze, and many others. But I feel like we do have to be realistic, or superhero shows have to be, and movies have to be more realistic with what's truly going on. Like, people get hurt, people are dying. There's not all this stuff that just happens and stuff, and literally barely anything happens. It's literally almost like a war, a mini war, excuse me, broke out, and there's no repercussions for it, which is why one of the main reasons why I appreciated um Civil War of Marvel, because of this conversation about, hey, people got hurt. We need to be held accountable for the way we address these things and stuff like that. It may not need to be 100% we give ourselves over to the government, but we have to be more mindful of how we're going about saving the world. So
Hmm.
um did
And
that kind of come to mind? Yeah.
I like how more superhero movies are doing that and having that conversation or addressing like the disaster that they cause. Like, sure, you're saving people's lives, but when you done, like you should also be helping clean up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we don't see that, and I appreciate them. And actually, now that you think about it, if you go back to the cut scene, they show that they was already trying to fix that one building.
Hmm.
So I just like that there's a true before and after, instead of just like da 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 da, save, and then
We
you
were
go away.
saved and now it's over.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's
Yeah.
not over. Like, sure, the impending threat is gone, but like I said
Yeah.
earlier, now I got to figure out what I'm about to do about my job because the building is completely destroyed, or.
Yes.
My home is
Yes.
destroyed. My car is destroyed. Like the bridge in this movie, the bridge is
Yes.
gone.
Yes. Toast.
They can't now.
Toast.
Now the people that were still stuck in the city can't go nowhere. They can't even move to
Nope.
Gotham.
Not at all. Nope. Nope. They're going to fly out and hope
Right,
that the Joker don't or Bane don't take their plane or something. I don't know.
right.
So but yeah, most definitely. So Easter eggs. I want to before we get well, the obvious things, the world that we're in. Bringing in Green Lantern in this movie makes it, I feel like, a little bit easier for when the show comes out to already be used to seeing Green Lanterns.
Hmm.
And I will say it was really nice to see that because we haven't seen one since what you call this movie? What's his name that
The
plays
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool? Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. Like that was literally our first time in years, probably almost 20 years ago when that came out. And so I thought it looked really good, and I'm looking forward to see how the show was going to come about. Um, I also liked at the end where we also found out that not only Crypto is a pest, but it's owned by his cousin, Supergirl, and so
Hmm.
I already love her energy as well, and
Yeah.
it makes sense how we get to look forward to the next movie. He's already announcing the next movie come out next summer, and I
Oh,
like
cool.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Supergirl be coming out next summer around the same time,
They
and I
probably
really,
already filmed it then.
oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. Or it's probably like late in the post production.
Hmm.
And what I really like is I can look forward to a movie a year minimum from a franchise. I feel like that's fun. I feel like that gives us enough space. Even though, of course, we ate up and really enjoyed a lot of Marvel movies, I do feel like it's a little bit more healthier and builds up more momentum to know, hey, you're gonna get one more movie next year, just off of
Yeah.
this. And I'm assuming probably after the universe starts getting bigger and bigger that they'll branch out to maybe two movies a year. But I
I
like
think that's
how,
because
yeah,
well, I don't know about you, but like when Harry Potter was coming out, like we knew the next one was coming out the following year.
true, true,
And so
true.
like with some of these other franchise where they do like years between them, it's like, hey, what
Yeah.
y'all doing? I forgot about that
Right.
movie.
Yeah, yeah, and just that guarantee, and of course I want them to take their time and make sure it is right. But like
Hmm.
you said, it's one thing to get two, but then say if I have to wait 2 years to get the two, you know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? So, but even when it comes to the DC universe, like I mean, I know that Marvel is big, but I may be wrong, but I almost feel that, especially how stretched out it can be, even based off of just the animated movies, like DC is huge,
It's
and
huge.
there's so many ways you can go to where it don't have nothing to do with superpowers,
Hmm.
and it'd be interesting. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
I
yeah, I
think
really
that
like that.
DC's where they get messed up is that they're not as maybe consistent
Yeah,
as Marvel is, especially when it comes to like expanding outside of the popular superheroes, outside of Superman, outside of Batman.
yeah,
Like they'll start like Aquaman, for example. They did the first Aquaman, and then it was like years before we got Aquaman 2. And so by the time we got Aquaman 2, like we were over it. Nobody really talked
yeah,
about it. And
yeah,
so if they just continue to be more consistent with the world outside of those popular ones, then like DC will be next level.
yeah. Most definitely, and there's so many different characters to connect to. Again, on that grounded level, like I've heard a lot of great things about um the Penguin series. Still got to watch the other Batman. I got to carve out 3 hours for that. But yeah, but I mean, I think that was one of the things that people really talked about how grounded the Batman is this recent one, along with the Penguin. So yeah, most definitely. I
I don't like the inclusion of Peacemaker in this one
Yes, that was the other
on
thing.
the
That was the
news
other
show.
thing. Yeah, I really like that. A great little layup to the series that's getting ready to come out. I think next
Mhm.
month, actually, I
I
think.
think so.
And
I need to
so
rewatch the first season because it's been so long.
it
It's
has.
been so long.
Apparently this is nothing related to bad to Superman, but apparently I haven't watched it yet. But the guy who played Blue Beetle, he's coming back to reprise his role as Blue
Oh,
Beetle.
really?
Yeah. So I'm happy to hear that. Because I
Well,
think I
that's
heard it was
good.
good.
It
Yeah, I
is
think I
good.
heard it was good. Yeah. And so um I think the other thing, Blaze, I want you to bear with me. So first off, Blaze, did you watch any of the cartoons Justice League?
No.
No. So this is gonna be more so a theory. I wonder if the metamorpho guy
Rex.
who can huh?
Rex.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm. I think
So I wonder if he I wonder if his son is gonna be Martian because the skin color was the same,
mm-hmm.
and it was the movie really gave a lot of energy towards making sure this baby was saved. They could have went any other route with helping them get out, but this baby was constantly kind of like the center of the escape the entire time. We even saw that he even ran off with the baby later on, and I think he ends up, if I'm not mistaken, like Rex ended up commenting and saying how he actually liked the name Justice Gang, and I think he was going to be supposed to be a part of it. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, like again, like maybe the baby grows fast or whatever like that, but like is this Martian? And if so, it's a really big nod to where the Justice League will be going, because so the Justice League that we got, instead of Martian, we got Cyborg, who
Mm-hmm.
originally I was more familiar with the Teen Titans. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and of
Okay.
course it was dark. And I'm used to Cyborg being, the funny guy, but like super smart, basically like a more fun version, but a robot, or more robotic, fun version of Mr. Terrific. And
Okay.
so, my biggest thing is that I wonder if that baby is going to be the Martian, and if so, that was a really dope way to include that. I don't know if that's comic book accurate, and it probably is, and if so, it's pretty cool because as soon as I saw Metamorpho, I was like, man, I remember his body. I can't remember what he was associated with or nothing like that, but I remember seeing the body, and
Mm-hmm.
so um but I really like that arc or that moment in the film as well, to really dig a little bit deeper, and to also just see someone as like a father figure really doing all he can to save his child. I thought that was pretty cool as well. Um, Now, Blaze, back to this deep hate
Mm-hmm.
that Lex has for Superman. And of course, there's been a lot of articles talking about Superman, and maybe if it wasn't for certain things that was said, maybe Superman would have made even more. But some people had a big problem with some of the things that Superman was saying close to the end to Lex Luthor. Did you pick up on anything? Did you feel like anything was standing out to you? What he was saying close to the end when he was beating him up?
Not that I can think of.
Well, I found it, or and others do too, the moment where Lex just expressed how much he hates him and he's an alien,
Mm-hmm.
and that basically, Superman was like, you literally hate me for no reason at all, and I'm working my hardest to blend in and to support the citizens and the world and everything like that, and you just hate me for no reason and everything. And it doesn't make no sense when I'm putting all this work in and this effort to be pretty much an honest citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And does it sound kind of familiar with what we be hearing in the news
Oh,
nowadays?
definitely. Yeah.
And I was not expecting that. Um, just because I'm like, with things that's then transpired and all this stuff like that, not getting too deep. That role was obtained the beginning of this year, or reinstated, I guess, in the beginning of this year. And then all of the changes and stuff like that and the pressure start coming about. And I did find it interesting that this, because it's hard not to believe that that wasn't intentional to a certain degree. But I found it very unique how they was able to get this film probably almost 2 years ago, or started up and write the script, and was able to include that type of language,
Hmm.
and kind of like a pivotal moment in the film to address how Superman actually felt at that particular time.
Hmm.
But even though it didn't come to mind aware of like that, what do you think about like that dynamic now between Superman and Lex?
I mean, I think it makes sense as to I think it was James Gunn. Some of the stuff he said in like recent interviews about like, Superman being an immigrant or something or things like that. So like it makes sense why he's saying that as he's doing the promotion for the movie, and then when you
Hmm.
get that scene, like, oh, okay, okay, because he's not wrong,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And that's literally what we've been talking about half the time. It's like this man hate him and we don't know why.
yes, yes.
And it's just
Besides the,
because
yeah,
people
yeah,
hate what's different. People hate
yeah,
what is not like them. And that's
yeah.
not okay.
It's not okay at all. And going along with that, Blaze, you hate him number one for no reason. Then you also hate him anymore because he's messing up your money on
Hmm.
dirt that you're doing. And he didn't even know about the truth of what his parents even said till later on, and stuff. And I feel like that was very relatable too, because you're basing off of what the parents claimed that he was supposed to do versus what he has been doing
Hmm.
for ain't no telling how long at this point. And you trying to use what his parents claim he's supposed to be doing in a stereotype versus what he's actually doing there. And I feel like that says something too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it honestly reminds me of like the very first podcast we've ever recorded before we were Ambitious Views, when we
Hmm.
talked about X-Men and its relation to like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, civil
Yeah,
rights and stuff. It
yeah.
like it makes you think we're superheroes created as a reflection of, some of the more political things that are going on
Hmm.
in the world, but they were put in a way in which, let's be honest, those people who maybe were on like the wrong side of history would
Yeah.
understand and kind of see the error of their ways and realize,
Hmm.
hey, maybe we shouldn't hate a person for something that they can't even change about themselves, because like that's just how they were born. Maybe
Right.
it's stupid to hate somebody because they're different from you.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, Blaze, I really enjoyed this film, but I really appreciated the groundedness to it, with what was going on outside of what was happening to Superman and everybody, but also kind of wrapping it up with that statement, because it already lets me know that they're going to be willing to go there, like you said, um, like a X-Men universe and all this stuff like that, and keep this as grounded as possible. And I appreciate it because I think I saw this where even Superman himself, he's not all invincible. Like he bleeds, he gets knocked down, he has to regain himself, he has to heal.
Hmm.
And so I think all of this energy, whether from the positive, there were some like really dark moments aware of like that, and showing how grounded this is. But I feel like this was a great way to kick off the DCU.
Hmm.
And I'm definitely looking forward to what they got next. I know there's TV show out that's out. It's something Commanders, Creature Commanders, or something like that. And then I know Peacemaker's coming out this year. I'm just looking forward to all of it. Looking forward to Supergirl. James Gunn and DC are definitely going to be a force to reckon with. Not even just in the superhero and comic book space of film and television, but also just I feel like it's going to be some great stories.
Mhm.
So yeah, well, y'all. As always, we try to be here for a good time, not a long time. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Ambitious Views podcast. Remember to keep up with us on our YouTube channel with Emerald Pictures on YouTube. And then, of course, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to say, and also on Instagram. So, but stay tuned for the next one. We'll be jumping into Fantastic Four, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's going to turn out. I kind of made sure I didn't see as much as possible like I did with Superman. So definitely looking forward to seeing what this experience will be. But other than that, y'all have a good one. Peace.